Love.
And today we have some guests in the building, and we're going to be talking about something that's going to be a controversial topic that we tend to argue about, but it's not an argument today. It's really an educational kind of conversation, I would say, right? Mm-hmm. We have Get 'em Power in the building with us today. I'll have them introduce themselves, and we're going to jump right to the topic. So we're going to start right here. This young man, how you doing, man?
How you doing today? I'm glad y'all had us up here. It's the infamous Ray Boogie, rapping for the Get 'em Power session.
Appreciate it. It's your boy Gravity, Get 'em Power session. How's everybody doing out there?
And I'm Casey Cooper with the Compass Circle. How's everybody doing today?
And I'm Bro, just rapping for the people. How y'all doing?
I love it. You got to rap for the people. So today's topic, like I said, men versus women. What do women want and what do men want? So I had a conversation with someone earlier in the week, and I thought it would be a good topic to talk about on the show this week. And wanted to kind of figure out, what do women really want? And for a man, I can kind of tell a little bit about what men want, and we have some men and women in the building with us. Some of the myths about men and women, I think people kind of talk about every now and then. It's like women want, more stability. They want a guy to look like this. They want a guy to do this and have that. And then they say men's all about attraction and looks. What do y'all think?
Nah.
No. Nah?
I think it's about attraction from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think as time goes, more comes along. Because you could be beautiful as on a what with no brains. So I think, in the beginning, yes, attraction. Yes, that she look good when y'all see each other across from the club or wherever it is. That is the first. But I don't think that's what everything's based on.
Okay. So for women, what do you think that the number one thing men want?
I would agree. We're not as different as people make us out to be.
Different in what?
Attraction. Like, if I see a man, he has to be attractive for me to initially even want to see what else is there.
Right.
But he has to have some brains.
Okay, some brains?
Some brains. You gotta have some.
Something like 10%.
All body, 10% brain.
He has to have some brains, something. There gotta be some depth.
Some depth there. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you? I want to get the ladies' take first. I feel like you're kind of outnumbered today, so I don't want to make you feel like maybe not. I think we're outnumbered for real. But what do you think? Your take on the man's point of view of what they're looking for in a woman?
Well, I'll be honest, I have no idea. It varies. You have different men that want the big butt, the boobs, the flat stomach, and then you have some men that want a good woman,
Yeah.
So it just varies. It really does.
Yeah. I think that's a good kind of take on it, but I will say this. A lot of superficial, I had a conversation with this gentleman prior to us jumping on, and I just want you guys to kind of pay attention on the point of views for men and women. I think men are more logical when it comes to what we kind of want. It seems like we wanted the attraction part. We want the big butt and the nice lips and the chest and all that. That's the bait, if you ask me. That's what happens when it's here, the product it's all nice and pretty, but you have to open up the wrapper, right? Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, enlighten me. What do men want?
Wow, it varies based upon what stage of life you're in, for one.
Okay.
Because what you want in your early 20s is not going to be the same thing, or it shouldn't be the same thing as when you're in your middle-aged years.
Right.
So when you're younger, you are going to look at a lot more of the superficial things, whether it be just the big booty or what her hair is like or her style and how she dresses. As you get older, you start looking at the depth. What is the actual character of a person? Because a lot of women look good, but they have no character, no depth, and they have no morals and integrity. So as you get older, if you're a man of integrity and morals, then you want something comparable to that, and you don't care as much about how fat her ass is.
Right. Okay. I like the fact that he pointed out it's different stages in life. So, you have the young man that's just trying to figure out being a young man and what women or girls like in that stage. And then you have the young man growing into himself and how that looks. And then even after, you would say the age of figuring out kind of what he wants and settling down with a woman, even after that. So when you have children and after children's gone out the house, I think men and women start to look at life and things a little bit differently. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
If I just may add this,
Sure.
I think the majority of us men would want somebody who makes us better.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not making me better,
Yeah.
strengthening me in some kind of way.
Upgrade.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't mean make me better in terms of make me something that I'm not. I mean, whatever are my good attributes, intensify those, amplify those.
See, some of that though, I hear that, but then, and you know what I'm talking about. You get the woman who's saying like, I see this might be a shortcoming, or this might be something that can be worked on, and then it's like, oh, she's trying to change me. Yep.
Well, I think it's just the same thing, vice versa. When you meet a woman, the woman's only going to change for the right man. So maybe you're not the woman for him to change, and vice versa. That man that woman is only going to change for that right man. You might have a strong woman, and everyone else thinks she's the B or A or a hole, but really she's not. She's just looking for that strong alpha who's gonna say, nah, sure, hey, what you talking to? Come here, let's talk. Talk to me. And then the girl might say, who this? Yeah, I got you, shorty. Come on then. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing vice versa with the man too. You know what I'm saying? It's not, sometimes we out there having fun until we find that one. That's gonna make
You don't change for everybody.
I don't change for everybody.
You change for one.
I change for that one.
So to speak to that, can an alpha male and an alpha female exist in together, or do you need one beta and an alpha in order for it to go well? To those beta and alphas, we'll get to that.
Absolutely. Think about it, man. You got kings and queens.
Yes.
You got kings and queens. So me, I'm kind of like a root of the person. If as a young man, you never saw that. You've never seen it. As a young man, take like a 9-year-old kid. Never seen love. Actually, the only love he saw was just a man beating on a woman.
Yeah.
So to him, as you grow up, he's going to destroy every woman he comes across.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what it is. So when you're in your 30s, you maybe had that one before your 30s that taught you what love was. Now she's gone. So now you left alone again like, man, I thought that was love and I don't got it no more. So now you got to start all over again. Now you a kid again. Now you got to go through a whole nother spell of the same damn thing.
Yeah.
To try to find that one, and you're doing it in vain because you don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, far as that, two alphas can definitely exist, man. Because you got a king and queen, you build, destroy, conquer, you teach. We don't ever lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Never lose.
Never lose.
It's the fact of what to piggyback on what he said. It's like knowing when to follow and when to lead.
Yeah.
You know, a queen or a king is gonna know. You know what? You got this. I got you. Whatever you need, I got you. And the same thing, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Shield, he knows.
Yeah. So I'm be honest, I would eat a beta alive. Like I'll just eat you alive. Not because I'm trying to. It's just I am an alpha. Yeah, I will eat you. I will swallow you whole. So.
Right. Well, I mean, with that being said, I think alpha females versus alpha males. So an alpha male may not eat a beta female alive. It's more of he's more of the leader in that, and she wants to be led. And I don't think that would be a bad thing. I just think for a man and a woman, if a woman's the alpha, she's leading the pack, all day long she's gonna eat you up. Because it's like, who wears the pants in the relationship? And it shouldn't really be, I hate when people say that for real, I shouldn't even say that, but wearing the pants is not about who takes care of the home.
Yeah.
It's about who's leading the family.
Right.
Like, and both can lead the family, but somebody has to stand in front and take the hits when the hits come. They gotta protect the family. They gotta provide for the family when need be. And the woman, I think in our society, is known as the more the delicate part of the relationship. That the man should be taking care of the woman. However, the woman is not. Should not be looked at where she can't take care of herself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. True. And no woman want a weak ass man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody that can just bully.
Yeah.
And
Right.
If that's the case, they can do like what they say. You do bad by yourself.
Right.
They're not gonna respect you.
They're not gonna
They
respect
feel
you.
like
Yeah.
you're not able to step up.
But you gotta know when it's appropriate for which person to lead. Like you know your partner. So
True.
I know what my partner is capable of and where they fall short. And I know where my strengths are and that's about growing up and learning who you are
Strengths and
and what you're
weaknesses, no
capable
doubt.
of and how you guys can complement each other.
Yeah. And that's with knowing each other, like you said.
Right.
Knowing each other. Someone paying attention.
Absolutely. In the conflict with that, let's say a woman does give him the driver's seat. Like, look, boom. You said you're gonna take care of this.
Speak on it real quick.
And
He didn't.
then he don't. You know what I'm saying? And then he doesn't show, like he doesn't step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Now she got to start all over again because she just believed in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, and it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing more than having Your queen believe everything you say, yo.
Yeah.
Everything. Even if when you wrong, she like, boo, I know you lying, but you lying to me, and I'm gonna love you regardless.
Yeah.
No, for some women, not all women.
Not women, but I got what you're saying.
Because some women, they want to be blind to it. It's like, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it. But it's like, you know what? I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. Women gonna let you hang yourself as far as you can, OG. And it's like, damn, once the shit is snapped, then it's over, bro.
Yeah.
If she trusted you, trust is gone. I could love you, but I gotta love you from over there.
Yeah.
I can't trust you while you right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The best way to look at somebody is not by looking at
You
them.
know, let me down in this area, and she's not gonna trust you in that area again if she chooses to proceed.
Absolutely.
So when that happens again, you can't fault her for saying and questioning your judgment.
Right.
And that's what happens. You know what I mean? Some men might look at their woman and say, "Yo, you never questioned me in this before. You questioned me now."
Yeah.
Now you
But
know why.
I think it's important to be cognizant that, like, obviously, everybody that you deal with comes into their relationship with some sort of whatever their past is, good or bad. So their standards and expectations are formed and based off of that. You know, if I dealt with somebody who did a list of horrible things, I come in expecting that sometimes, unintentionally.
Truly.
So if you prove me right, then it's reinforcing what I already believed was going to happen.
Truly.
And that's what I expect from men.
True indeed. And well, I say that's to also say that one, I think when people shouldn't go from one relationship to another.
Right.
I think you should
Definitely
take some time, pause in the middle, and find yourself. Give yourself that little healing time before you go to somebody else to bring that baggage. That's one. And two, I think as you're coming up, whether it's a male or a female, that first person, whether it's your mom, your father, your uncle, whatever, they showed you what it's like for that provider, that man should be. You know what I mean? Because some women grow up and like they husband end up being or have some things of what their father was.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they look at their father as, hey, my father is this,
Yeah.
or vice versa, their mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have some attributes of that person.
When we talk about providers, I think when we say, man, you should be the provider, but we live in an age now where independent women has been promoted like all the time. So you have women saying, well, I don't need a man. I can do this all by myself. Then when they get a strong man or a man that can provide for them, they don't know what to do because they've been told, baby girl, you can do it by yourself. You don't even really need him. And now, like you said, I'll eat him alive. Well, allow him to do it. But because you've been told for so long, you don't need a man. Independent women, you know, we're all my single ladies at independent women. When you do that, men don't really know where to go from there. I can walk in and I can have everything that can support the both of us, but because you're told for so long, you don't need a man, you can do it by yourself, then what you do? Where do you go?
I think it's a little bit different because for me personally, it's not that, oh, single, you can do it, I've been told. It's just that I have a lot to guard. You know, I have children, I have a house, I have a company, I have 2 companies. So I can't have you coming in running amok in the kingdom. That's number one. Like, first of all, can you even leave here? You know, so I have a lot to protect. So I can't let you just come in and do whatever. I have to vet you, I have to make sure that you know, can teach me, can lead me. Even my lineage, I would be giving up my last name for you. My grandfather was the man, you know. If we're gonna have kids, I'm mixing our DNAs. Like, I'm changing my biology. Like, that's a lot to give up, you know what I mean? So I have to make sure that you can do that. So if you can't, that's fine.
And that's advertised.
But,
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
you should know that going in. Like, before they get to the point where they can affect you.
There you go. There you go.
No.
Get to that
I
point.
disagree.
No, but before you get to the point to go in the kingdom and touch anything,
And the biology
you
part.
should already know that. You shouldn't even be jumping to the point where the DNA will be mixed unless you already know that.
And then-
you should not even allow him to step into the business and touch anything unless you know he can lead. So yeah, that's where you go into
I think
that.
that is true.
That's when you
But
go
your
into the
question
dating
was
part.
about the single lady that
No,
being promoted.
so when you
I
talk
mean,
about
I
I'm
agree.
independent, and so a man comes in, he's trying to get to know you, trying to set this up, but you're putting off this air. I'm not saying all women do, but do y'all agree? We live in an age now where that's promoted a lot.
It's advertised.
So I agree.
It's advertised.
I think
Advertising.
it's promoted.
very much
I just think
advertised.
I think it's us having to be that. Like, if it was more prominent, where there were more relationships, and this was back in the day. Okay,
Right,
your
okay.
granddad, my granddad
Right.
raised 15 kids. My grandmother never worked. She still don't work, and he's been
Right.
dead for 20 years. He's
Right.
still taking care of her in death.
Right.
That's a whole different type of scenario. You got men out here that can't take care of a dog.
No, absolutely.
And she's right on that. You got
Yeah, so I
the
mean-
man has went to shit to the point
Yeah.
where the woman has stepped up.
All right, so we got to
Never
address
had
that
a
real
house.
quick. We say man, and we throw that word around too much. There's
Like
boys,
boys, yeah.
young men, and a man.
Okay.
A boy is just still learning himself.
Right.
He's still learning how to take care of that dog.
True.
That's the number one thing your parents do when you're a kid. They let you have a pet to see if you can take care of the pet. Once you are able to take care of the pet and do it well, you kind of graduate to another stage, doing more manly things, having a job, driving a car, living on your own,
This is
and
under
then
the
managing
assumption
your
those
life.
people have guidance.
No,
though.
but that's what I'm saying. Not every male is a man.
And every man
And I think-
don't want to be in a relationship.
No. I feel you.
That's
I feel
true.
you.
I understand.
I feel you. Let me get to this real quick. Every male is not a man. I think the problem that women have is that you try to associate the physical man or male as a man. When you try to understand a man, that's why I go back to you should already know before they step in the kingdom, before they get in front of your kids.
You don't. I'm gonna have to
No,
disagree.
no. You should already, because a man, let me tell you from a man's standpoint. I already know if I can marry you. I already know if I want to have kids with you. Based on some of the things that you do, say, or don't do. How you treat yourself, how you treat your home, how you treat your parents, how you treat your friends. All those things to me is saying, hey, she could be a wife because she know how to handle finances. She know how to take care of her health.
But
She know
that's
how to
a
take care of
process.
myself.
That's a process.
Right, so before we get to that part, what you're saying is, I can't let you come in the kingdom running amok. Let the process happen. But I think a lot of times
that's in
women
the
want
process,
to, but
is it
some
not?
women want to rush the process.
And you know what? Well, real quick, let me hop off that. I got what you're saying too. I think a lot of women, and I be telling this to my sisters and my nieces outside there, what's going on. A lot of women, I think it happens in the beginning. And what I'm saying by this is saying a man always asks you this question: what do you look for in a man? And a lot of women answer it. Stop answering that damn question. I always tell my peoples that. Stop answering that question.
They don't know.
Stop saying like, you know what? I don't know.
Because then he will act like whatever you
Exactly.
say.
You be you. You be you, and I'm gonna find out what you are. Stop saying, oh, I like this, and that, because that's what he gonna be.
Exactly.
He gonna,
he don't know.
Exactly. He don't know. He gonna be that. He gonna put on that facade, and so people can carry that facade for a long time.
Yes.
They know, okay, she want me to do this, she want me to, okay, I want she want me to yell, she want me to do
Exactly.
this. They gonna do all that fake shit. And then before you know it, when you get all comfortable, you done move them in, then he gonna be on the couch.
Or worse than moving them in,
Yeah.
he done knocked you
He
up.
done knocked you, oh, that's done. You know what I'm saying? He done knocked you up, and then you know he been living, he done knocked, he got 3 other baby mamas that you ain't know about. You know what I'm saying? So stop answering that question, ladies. You know what I'm saying? When they ask you, what type of man do you like? You know what? I don't know. You be you, and we'll find out.
Yeah, because to me, I thought for the longest, B, just love from a man is take care of responsibility.
True.
That's what I thought. Like, as long as you handle everything, what she says, the house, the kids, all, as long as that's taken care of, then just showing love. I didn't know fucking buying cards and, all right, love, let's go take this random trip. Or just, simple things. You hungry. Let's go get something to eat. Women love to eat. Coffee, all of that. Like, that's love too.
It's more little.
Yeah,
than big.
it's more, the small things is bigger than the big things you could ever do to a good woman.
Yeah.
To a woman who knows and understands what she was saying. Before I let you in, my G, you gotta show me that you can do this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I understand it, and I understand what you were saying too. But it's definitely advertised that the black man can't handle this. We can't do that. I'm seeing more brothers take care of their kids than I'm seeing their own moms. You know what I'm saying? But not saying that women can't do it. It's just now we understand where y'all coming from.
Right.
I get it. I totally get that, yo.
Can I address something real quick? So
Absolutely.
we're gonna break down just man and woman a little bit here. So the primal, you just take it back to what man and women are, the roles of man and women from the beginning of time, right? The mans are known as the hunters, providers, and protectors. The women are the gatherers and the
Nurturers.
the
Nurturers,
nurturers, and that. I think for society we kind of got away from that.
Definitely.
The women start to become
Absolutely.
the hunters and the providers, and the males look at it like, well, dang, I can relax on my job. And I'm here to tell the men, that's not how that goes.
You can't.
You know, it doesn't work that way.
Congratulations.
I think women kind of got forced into that.
Yeah,
to
they
be,
did.
to be the providers and the hunters and the gatherers and the nurturers and everything else because we didn't have that role model.
Yeah,
And
if you don't see it, you don't know what it looks like,
Right.
so you can't do it. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier. It's like my grandmother never worked.
Right.
Her husband worked, provided,
Right.
she stayed home, take care of kids. And that's what she did, and she did it well. Never had to drive nowhere,
Yeah.
never had to get a job, it wasn't even a thought until she died.
Yep.
She was taken care of.
Yep.
So it goes back to what you build in your home, the
Yeah.
foundation you give to your children. What they see
Right.
as a child is what they believe it's supposed to be.
But not every woman wants that.
Not every woman does want
And-
that, but
and-
it goes back to what you were saying, like meeting somebody and building that foundation. What are you
Right.
looking for? What do you want? Even if it's not telling them this is what I want you to do, but if this is what I want in a relationship and it's not the same thing you want, then we're just not compatible.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're a good or bad person.
Yeah.
It just means that longevity is for me and you won't work.
Yeah.
And stop laying on that excuse though, fellas or women. Just because you didn't see it when you was coming up,
Yeah.
don't mean that. Just because you had a piss poor father, don't mean you have to be a piss poor father.
Right.
That's that BS right there.
Right.
And some way down the line, you got to say, okay, I'm gonna be better than him or her.
Right.
You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't say just because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
You still know what right look like.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you didn't say before when you got together I couldn't cheat.
Right.
I know I ain't supposed to cheat. I'm supposed to tell you.
Right.
Every relationship is supposed to change. You feel what I'm saying? So stop relying on that BS excuse. You know
Or
what I mean? That's
asking
what I
for
hear a lot.
help. Asking somebody, like if you know you're not a good father or you're not a good man or you're not a good boyfriend, whatever, find somebody who you think is and ask.
Yeah.
Like, am I doing the right
It's something-
thing?
Now I will say
Very
some people got
prideful.
pride. That pride should kick in for some men, and that pride kill you.
Imagine a man, because y'all expect, we just sat here and said, a man should be this, a man should be that, and he goes to another man and say, hey bro, I don't know none of this.
So I got a question.
I don't know none of this.
That's an excuse.
Bro, I'm supposed to do
Hey,
But y'all just sat here and said, he's supposed to do boom, 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 and be da-da-da, alpha male, and then he goes to another alpha male and says, hey bro, I thought I had it all together, man. I don't even know how to do any of this. It's a male pride thing.
We gotta
And
do
even,
it.
I think even some women have the same pride, because some women don't know how to be a woman to their man, a good woman to their man.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
true.
then you have to think about that. If
But
another
women
woman,
have those talks though. Like my
Some
friends have
women
come
do,
to
some
me
women do,
and be
some
like,
women don't.
yo, this
Some
is
women
what's
don't
going
have
on.
somebody to check them though. Some
Some
women
women
just got
Right.
co-signers.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
You know what I'm saying?
women have
He ain't
these
shit, girl.
conversations. They have
Yeah,
these
yeah,
conversations.
'cause
Like
they-
this is not going right. I don't know what's wrong. Can you tell me?
Well, you know what?
Now-
You know what? In that case, you gotta ask the person who you know gonna give you the right answer. Don't ask the person who's bitter and angry at everybody. That girl wants you to be just as single, or that male wants you to be just as single as them.
Yeah.
So don't ask that person for advice. Ask the person who you know has been that stand-up guy, that stand-up woman in their life. Ask that person.
See,
Yeah.
we
You know what I mean? You don't ask if me and you both fell in algebra. I ain't gonna ask you for help. You gonna be some people getting help. I need to ask somebody who getting A's and B's. You know, it's the blind leading the blind. You feel me?
But we're talking about now from a standpoint of what sane men and women want.
True.
Most of us are not us here, but
Like all
our
together,
community.
having
They're not thinking from a sane,
Right.
intelligent.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell
because
you.
that's what I was thinking about.
Right, no, I'm not saying, but we're talking about everything from a standpoint of if you were thinking in a healthy way.
Okay.
But society in general is super unhealthy.
True.
What is it that you see women really want? You're talking about what you want as sane people. What is it that you see women are really attracted
Right.
to?
Oh,
They are attracted to the superficial bullshit,
Yeah.
the looks, what have you,
Yeah.
and us men too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it's true. Every man doesn't want to be in a relationship.
That's true.
There's guys out there who are, I will be perpetually single, and that's how they
But
want to
that's
live their
not
life.
for you. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even throw them in the ring. They're not for you. That's not even, that's
But they'll front because they know that the girl wants a relationship, so they'll act like they will be that guy until they're done.
And to
Yes.
speak to his point, that's true. So, okay, besides the people who are in jail, besides the people who are married, besides the people who don't qualify, then you got the other percentage that just don't want to be in a relationship. Well, who are they supposed to be with? I mean, Jesus. I mean,
there's
which one is here?
there's what, 2 billion people in the
Listen,
world? Like,
that
I
sounds
mean,
good.
that's a good
Until you
percentage.
break that down.
Okay,
Until you
I
break
asked-
that
go ahead,
down.
'cause you
I
about to hit
asked the
something.
question
You about to hit something.
one time. We were at Bloom.
Go
I was
ahead.
like, "Do nice guys finish last?" And I was
Absolutely.
asking
Oh
it
my
to
God.
women, and I was asking it to women,
I don't think
and
so.
they were all saying,
I'll take
they were
Courtney,
all
Cute,
saying
AJ.
yes.
Well, let-
They
hold
were
on, here's the
all
answer.
saying yes.
It was all
the
saying
women
yes.
were saying yes. Nice guys do finish last.
You just said you'll kill a beta.
No,
But
no,
they
no,
don't
no,
do
no,
that.
I was about to hit him with that because she just
I don't
said.
mean
But
by
corny
he
and
being
cute
mean.
does not mean he can't be an alpha male.
What's
Nah.
Wait, say that again.
Okay.
Quote unquote.
Because she just said corny and
That
cute.
doesn't even translate to sin.
At all.
That don't even go
It doesn't go
together.
at all.
Y'all think about alliteration? What happened?
No,
to know real quick.
Yeah.
In the women definition, what is an alpha male?
Please.
An alpha for me?
Yes.
No. What's an alpha male?
Well, I can only speak.
Well, she's gonna speak
That's
for her, though.
Speak for me. I mean, you have to be able to listen. If it all falls down, I have to be able to go to you and say, "Baby, what we gonna do?" Everybody cannot handle that according to what my baby we gonna do is. Your baby, what we gonna do is, you know, we might get a little house, we might get some jobs, da 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 da. My situation is a little bit different. So I need you to be able to lead me, partner with me. Let's merge. Let's come together so that we can build. What I'm attaining to go after might be a little bit different than somebody else's, but I need to see that if it all falls down, if I lose my way, if I'm uncertain,
You're not gonna be shook.
yeah, you're not gonna. I can't. You can't be busting out crying. What you gonna? What?
And you can't pack your stuff.
You know
You
what?
ain't going nowhere.
And a lot of women in that situation, that's where they find out that their man that they thought they were ain't that man. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of women who they might get sick and they're making $100,000 or $200,000 and they thought they man had it like that, and when they get sick, they're like,
I don't know.
"Oh,
Or let me add to
by
that because we
myself.
talked about
I
this the
thought
other
he
week.
really could do this. He can't. You know what I'm saying?
Or that, you know, I get
Yes.
this a lot, like, well, your standards are too high. Oh, well, then clearly you're not the man for me. Like, if what I'm going after scares you, and you don't want to go no further, clearly, dog, we not even, you're not even on the same
Once
same
again,
way.
that goes back to stop trying to treat every male as a man. So that's not even a question for a man. Can you help me when I get in trouble? That's what men do.
Yeah.
That's a man's job.
Questionable.
But that's not
a
always
male.
how it happens.
No.
And you don't always
Well,
know that.
yeah,
When
no,
it
but
is
listen,
somebody,
no,
I don't
listen.
think that's realistic.
Y'all need to listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
When I'm talking about a man, not a boy, not a male.
But y'all ain't walking
When
around
you
with
talk about-
signs.
when you
Y'all
talk about-
have
when we
like
talk-
little boy
And-
here.
I got what he's saying.
And
I
your
got what he's saying.
man
They're
might
trying to
be
say-
different than my man.
No,
His
no.
capability might only go here. I might need somebody whose capability goes here.
Yeah,
that don't
you
mean
got-
he's still not a man.
You got some men who, like, so I put myself in that category. If anything go down, I'm just a straight up hustler. I'm gonna make it happen.
Right.
I'm gonna look at you and say, yo, I got you.
Right.
My wife have heard those words forever,
Right.
and I got her.
Right.
Kids, I got you.
Right.
Don't worry, we got it.
Right.
And when they come, hey, nah, shit, daddy, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know this of me. I got you.
Right.
Right.
You don't gotta worry about nothing. So that's what that man he talking
That's
about.
the man.
When you can look at him
It's
and
a
you look in his
mindset.
eyes and he
You
say,
already know.
I got you.
I got
You
you.
already know.
You shouldn't even have to question it because
You already. If you gotta question it, that means
Yeah,
that
he
man for you
proved
to
it
get here.
over and over and over.
Yes.
But
and
that
over
we
again.
have to get there though.
Thank you. That
We're not there though.
What
You're
you
giving a lie. We have to
So
get there.
life is one of these things like Forrest Gump says, like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get, right? When situations come up, when you're in a relationship or dating someone, situations will arise. That's when you find out.
Yes.
It's up to
Slowly.
you. How many of those situations will you allow yourself to stay in once it doesn't fit you?
Sure.
So that you know what you're dealing with. It may look and smell like a man, but guess what? It's not a man.
Yes.
It is a sheep in wolf clothes.
Yes.
So my thing is, you gotta get to know. When I say a lot of women like to rush the process, allow these things to happen. Allow things to fall apart, and then see what happens here.
But I can tell you where we're at when that's happening though.
Because I'm not on fall apart time. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not on that kind of time. Like, it can't fall apart. Like, it can't fall apart.
Life
It can't fall apart.
happens. Life happens that way. Life happens that way. We would love to say, I'm not geared in that position. Life happens. Anything can happen tomorrow. We all one paycheck away from being on the street. So you gotta understand, it doesn't really work on our time the way we think.
Right.
But when it does happen and it does fall apart, what does he do? Is what y'all saying. But you gotta allow that to happen in order to find out. You can't automatically think, oh, he's gonna jump into position. You gotta allow it to happen. And then if it happens more than once, you gotta give him even anybody, you gotta give him one little trial run. Like, all right, he just wasn't in a position in that moment. It kind of caught him off guard, caught me off guard. But what did he do? Was it that, like you said, tuck his tail and run? Or did he say, you know what, I don't have it, but hell, let me go hustle and go get it. Okay, cool, I'm with that. But if he says, look, man, I don't know, I'm out. I mean, we're gonna have to figure that one out. And he walks away. But you also gotta remember this too, is how much he has invested in that. What I'm gonna do by saving you or stopping this situation, especially if I live in a separate household. So you want me to do all that and we're not even in the
said a lot.
same house?
You're in a separate
I rest
household.
my case. Thank you. You just proved it.
What point did I prove?
What's the point though?
Like, listen, it's a lot of women out here prettier and dumber than you that a man just don't want to do it. Like, and I understand that, and that's fine. Like I said, some men don't want to be in a relationship. I have a very good friend. He's all man, take care of his kids, he take care of his baby mama, but he don't want to be in a relationship.
What happened to him?
Nothing. He just been a hoe all his life. And I mean, I respect that. If you want to be a hoe and you want to keep messing with different women, I'd rather you just do that than to be with this one, having her thinking you with her.
Yeah.
So I can't really come at him on that.
You gotta
because he's
respect
doing
that, because I always say to myself, like, if I ever get a divorce, I don't think I'll ever get
Right,
married.
but then that's two more
Respect it,
men
and I would
that
tell
two
the
more
children.
sisters not gonna have.
Exactly.
So what do you want us to do?
But why would you want them? You don't want them.
You
No,
don't
no,
want
no, no,
that.
I'm saying like statistically and numerically, like that's another man
Right.
off the husband table or whatever.
And at this point, I would like to say that there's women that do the same thing.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
want to be married either.
Yeah.
And so guys are left to continue on that path of either getting someone or not getting someone and have to go through this game or that game and figure you out and figure her out. Is this? I think.
Well, we know that.
How many
Statistically
people-
speaking, there are a lot more men.
How many people say they want all these good things and these good people and these strong individuals, but they still fucking with bullshit people?
It's true.
How many people are talking the
Right.
talk and not walking the fucking
Or
walk?
vice
They're not
versa.
really getting to know the
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
They're saying, I want this, I want that, I want that. But hey, he had a nice six pack and
Yeah.
he has a
You
nice
sold it
car.
for a
and-
six-pack.
Oh, he's so sexy. or whatever. And the same thing with us, man.
Yeah.
The same thing
I
with
love-
us. We want someone who could be a good mother to our children.
Yeah.
Be someone who's a respectable woman, but you messing with freaks.
Yeah.
No.
Hello.
How many of us are just saying these things because it sounds right?
But let me take it a step further
most.
for you.
As with growth, men change, and some women too.
Yeah.
With growth.
But let me take it a step further. You asking for all these things. Are you that too?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of females ask for things that they're not even there for either. You're not even equipped to even handle that if it comes your way. So it's asking for $1 million investment, but you are coming to the table with $0.
Yeah, don't come
I
that
agree.
fast.
It doesn't even make sense or even match up. And now you want him. You look at him crazy. He's looking at you like,
You ain't ready
Right.
for this.
why should I even give you that? That doesn't even
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
I'm coming to your house. I'm looking at your situation. You're not even well put together. You're not even emotionally stable where you need to be, and you want me to do and be all these things, but you're not even there yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be what you want.
Absolutely.
When you say you want a man with six
reflect
figures,
what you're looking for.
you want a man with 6 figures, baby girl, you better be close to that. Because
Yeah.
if he leaves you, you in dire strait.
Yep.
I promise you that.
Indeed.
Here's another point too. I can only speak for the woman point of view, but I think that women, we've been doing our work. Just by way of having kids, when you have a baby, especially if a man walks away from
Oh, you
you.
going there with that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's let her finish it.
Women have babies, right?
I wanna
All the
hear
time,
everything.
right?
Yeah, I want to hear this whole
So
statement.
I wanna hear
a
the whole
lot of
thing.
times you are forced into doing your work. You're forced into growing up. You're forced into confronting past childhood traumas. You're forced into just facing things by way of you have these kids to take care of. You can't be playing a bunch of games. Listen, it don't break down for me. Like I'm on every day. If I can't figure it out, I gotta figure it out. Like that's just the level that we're on. So when you're forced to that, you are forced to do your internal work. Whether y'all want to sit here and admit it or not, that's the truth. So women have we've been doing our work. I'm not saying every woman, but men have a lot more play when it comes to, oh, well, I see my kid on the weekend. Oh, I ain't seen my kid in a month. Women typically aren't really doing that. I'm
And
not
that's true.
saying they don't. So that comes with a different type of posture. It comes with a different level of maturity. It comes with just a bunch of stuff. So I think, and I mean, I'm not speaking across the board, but I kind of am because,
In those circumstances, it's a
Right.
different.
because
It is a different caliber of woman.
It is.
And I'm not saying there aren't single fathers out there doing the same thing, but it changes who you are, the
It does.
dynamic of that
It does.
person, because they operate differently.
Yeah, I mean, it's are you the selfish versus the unselfish? So because when you have that kid, it's kind of like when you get married, you really don't know who you really gonna be.
Right.
You know what I mean? You really don't know what type of mother, what type of father you're gonna be until that child comes in. And you
That's
just
right.
like, because some people look at it and they get frantic as on what. Some women think they're a fantastic mother. But they're never with their kid. Their own kid is right there dropped off with their grandma, their aunt, and they at the daycare, and they out here in the club. I've seen women at the game with the kid on their hip when they got on the damn club outfit. I'm like, really?
Or they're that single mother who's their child has seen 4 or 5 different guys come
Yeah,
to stay
exactly.
the night.
During the time, so and that male ain't shit either. So you got a lot of males who need to step up, and you got a lot of women who really ain't doing what they supposed to be doing as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Just because the kid lives with you don't mean you are a mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you a mother. Are you actually
It just
doing
means you're the
anything?
custodial parent.
Yes. Yes, just because you go pick up your
They
kid
just
as
took
a
you.
father, if he doesn't live with you, doesn't mean, are you just picking them up and dropping them off and just going to my house?
Yeah.
Are you picking them up and they going just playing video games the whole time and you ain't even doing nothing with your kid?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to establish yourself as one.
Yeah.
And to what she was saying, as far as women been doing it, I definitely agree with that. Women
Yeah.
have been doing it for the longest time. So now if a young brother come to you who's doing it, and he come to you asking you, like, yo, how do I do this? What do I do in this situation? And she refuses to give him answers. What is he supposed to do now? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he's not gonna learn it, because I'm a father to both of my sons that live with me. I can honestly say sometimes I don't even know what's going on. I sit down and look at him like, yo, what am I supposed to do in this situation? But I do know
Learn the process.
I don't want to disappoint them. Like my sons, when they look at daddy, they like he's Incredible Hulk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever want to disappoint that. So now I'm understanding what women go through.
Yeah.
As far as that. So my thing is this, because we was destroyed in your eyes. Just if you want to look back at history.
Right.
Segregation, red line, all that. Black men couldn't get jobs. So what
Right.
black women do? She stopped believing in them.
Yeah.
You can't bring home the bacon, then why would I give you something that you can't provide?
Right.
So now brothers are providing. I think the black man has stepped up. I think we came a long way because tables are starting to turn. So this my thing is this: if I don't know what I want and you don't know what you want, then we just two kids lost trying to figure out what men want, what women want.
I think black men tend to go outside of dealing with other races more than the black woman. You know what I'm saying? I think more black women are more loyal to that black man than black men are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole.
That's all
nother
I'm saying.
subject.
You know what I'm saying? But he touched on a little bit, so I can't get it.
I
You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother subject. But I would say this, I might have to bring y'all back in for that one. but the thing is just kind of touching in that realm. Yes, the man, and if we want to say black man, was taken out the home, and the man got replaced with the system.
Absolutely.
So the system played daddy and husband to the woman, and when the man, you said he didn't want to settle down, he didn't want to be in a relationship. It was no real reason why. They already replaced him like computers. So now, all right, I can just go out here and be what I was made to be, which is they had the stud farms, and now my whole job was to get you pregnant anyway. I did my job, I'm out, right? But I think that where we are in society, those things are changing. The climate is changing. I think that you're starting to see more of the men stepping up, doing more for their kids, and wanting to be present in their life. And I think that women should cut them a little bit of slack when it comes to, if a man's trying, he may not be everything that you want. May not be everything that you want. Cut him some slack, because I guarantee you this. You're not everything he wanted either, but he's cutting you slack.
I guarantee.
Because
I got one little pushback here.
Passive aggressive.
I think it depends on what you were talking about.
Ain't
earlier,
nobody
like,
100%.
Nobody, that's true.
But
I got some
where
pushback.
you are in your life at that time. Like if I'm 20, 22, 23, 25, maybe, I might have time for that nonsense.
Yeah.
I might have time for you to figure it out.
after you get past
But
a
at
certain
30,
threshold,
35, I don't have time for that.
when you hit a certain threshold, stop looking at, oh, they have potential. Go get what the fuck you
I ain't
want.
lying.
Because you know what I mean?
I
When we
respect
were, when I was younger, women
Right.
would say stuff like, oh, well, he's got potential, or he can be this. Not about me per se, but
Right.
just about
In
guys that
general,
were dating.
yeah.
And I'm like, damn that. I want to go. This is what I like. Because a lot of times, that potential never fucking comes out.
Right.
I know you're going to have to beat me a lot of times. I'm sorry. But
That's
if
true,
you
though.
go get what you want,
I
don't go get
I
what
respect that.
might become what
I
you
respect
want.
that. Or what is accepted, or what you expected, right? Or what people want you to have. Women want a man. If you listen to some of the way that women say, you touched on it. Either they're in jail, they're married, or they don't want to be in a relationship, or whatever.
Or they're gay.
But you
Or
probably want a guy that is good with the kids, the provider. If he's out here and you want him to be, when you meet him, single, maybe with no kids, if you get that guy and you have kids, he don't know how to treat them damn kids. He don't know how to be a father. He has never had to be a father.
That's lifestyle.
And now he's thrown into a situation where I have to be your man and a father figure to your kid in some state, and I might mess this up. Because I'm just trying to get to know you right now.
People have to.
And be the best I can
If
for
you're
you.
a
Now you want me to
parent-
be all these other things.
But
I'm
that's
like, wait a minute.
the character of a person
That wasn't an excuse.
Is that an excuse?
No,
Yes.
it's the truth.
Yes.
Or you got, you about to say,
Because the
because
character of a person it starts at the foundation. Like if I have a dude that's not going nowhere, he's not going nowhere when I have kids. He's not going nowhere when something has a hiccup, when something breaks down.
Yeah.
He's not going nowhere because that's who he is.
I
And if
love
you
that. I
if
love
you
that
were standing
concept.
in what I want as a character of the individual, then I know they're not going nowhere.
Right.
Or they're going to do X, Y, Z, whatever. It doesn't matter what comes up. That's who they are. It's just when the situation becomes more complex or gets worse, if you fall out in a little moment, you're going to fall out when something's big, and that's when it's going to matter, because that's when I need you the most.
How many people here are parents? Okay.
All of us.
So, this is just how my mind works. I wouldn't want to deal with a woman who doesn't know what it's like to be a parent.
I
Exactly.
wouldn't do it.
If you don't know what it's like to be
You
a
have
parent,
no idea. I don't
I'm
wanna do
probably at my age, I'm not trying to, because you
Yeah.
have a certain level of freedom
Yep.
and you don't have to consider so many things. All you have to think about is you.
And at
That's
this
the
age,
point.
and
That's
at
a
this
huge
stage of the game, I'm not
adjustment.
teaching you.
But that's
I'm
the-
not
but
teaching
that's
you.
the
I don't
point.
got time for
But
that.
listen, that's what the point I'm making. A lot of females that are single that may have kids are looking for a man that doesn't have kids because you gotta think like this. If you get with a man that have kids and you have kids, right? You're mingling in other kids,
Yep.
the other person that you had the kid with. Now, depending on how that relationship is, that can cause another
Right.
issue.
Yeah.
So you see how much of that can be an issue as well. So most women says, if you don't have any kids, I want you. You taking him off the market.
Right.
I'll
They
disagree
think-
with that.
You taking him off the market.
Because
you gotta see the time.
they want to be the
Say
pri-
that.
oh, but women would like to be a priority. Right. And if you don't have any children,
Right, but a certain
let me
woman-
finish. Let me finish. If you don't have any children, then their mind might think, well, that frees up time and
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you don't know what to do with mine.
I disagree, right?
well, you
I'm just saying.
I've
that
never heard
some
a woman
women
say
are-
that.
You don't think that women look at guys and they say, "Oh,
No.
girl, and he don't got no kids."
I've dated guys with no kids, and that's confusing because they don't know what the hell's going on.
And I'm not dating a guy with no kids. Sorry.
I'm not saying just you. I'm saying the mentality of women in general.
I do
Look
understand.
at guys.
We know women.
Right, but y'all-
But I-
right,
but
so
I
don't
think
y'all
it
know
depends
women who
on-
look at guys
I
and
think
say-
it depends on, like you said, the stage of the game
Yeah,
at that
the
moment.
stage.
Because if I'm 25 and my focus is I just want him to pay all his attention to me,
Then yeah.
I'm worried about him being up my butt, then yeah, that's great. You don't have no kids, you ain't got nothing better to do but be up my ass.
Right.
Fantastic. But at 30, 35, 40,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be following behind me.
Right.
We should both have
I mean,
something
I'm
to
with
bring to
you.
the table.
I agree, but
so
I'm
it
just
depends
thinking
on
like-
it depends on the person.
I've never heard a woman say that, me personally.
I also
At a
think-
certain age.
I have heard girls say like
Like, you
I
got
want
no
somebody
kids?
who don't have no kids.
Maybe if I was like 20, like she said.
Exactly,
yeah.
like
Not
you
at
said,
this
like
age.
younger,
Mhm.
maybe, or somebody that's just at a different stage of the game, or somebody who doesn't have kids
Mhm.
because they want somebody that's comparable to them.
Or I think also you gotta understand, like you said, comparable. I think it's timing. So you might meet somebody who's 40, 45, 47 years old, and their kids are grown. They don't want to meet someone who has a 3-year-old.
Yeah, they don't want to.
They want to get that girl who's you said okay, your kids grown too. All right, well listen, let's go to the Bahamas next week. Let's do it. You don't got nothing home.
You don't need no babies.
You don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So you say
It's time. And you got a lot of people, real quick.
Right.
You got a lot of people who put their job before having kids. So they put their whole lifestyle at 40. They start having kids around 40,
Yeah.
43, 45 years old, and they got that 1, 2-year-old, or you got that baby.
Yeah.
The oops.
That's
You 40, 45 years old, and all of a sudden, so I'm pregnant. You know what I mean? So now you 67 years old with a 20-year-old son. So you got those, but a lot of people, let's be honest, when they get about 45, 47, most of the kids are done grown, or either they 20, 18,
On their way
and they
out.
gone to, because most people have their babies typically around 25, 30 years old. So about that 47, 48-year-old March, everybody going in high school. They out of high school, they gone. So if they're single again around that time with a lot of energy, they're not trying to mirror up with someone who has that type of. You got to be home. You got to pick up your 3, especially a toddler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you got, or a grown woman or man that they got to look at like, this dude look like he about to beat my butt. So what the hell? I got to deal with him every time I come to your house. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Who this, mom? Who this? Who at the door?
I think the part that
Phone check, home.
I'm trying to get clarity on is with women. Like, so you said you have kids, right? So you don't want to date a man that doesn't have children.
No, because I'm not
No.
trying to test the theory. Like I don't need,
Yeah, no.
I don't need to know if you can figure out
Not at
how to
all.
be dead or not.
So you be okay with dating a guy that has kids and may have baby mama drama?
Well, why you gotta have baby mama drama? Just
Yeah, I
because
said
you-
maybe.
Natural.
I said maybe.
No, I ain't doing that either. Like, no.
So
No,
then
I'm
what
not
do you-
doing either of those.
A man.
Do you get
A
my point?
man.
So there's two-
no,
so there's
no,
two
no,
men
no,
there.
no,
Two
no,
options.
no,
Take
no,
them
no,
out
no,
the game.
Two
Take them completely
It's
out
not
the
two
game.
options.
But what he's
Why?
trying to say is you might
Now
have
you got the
60%
guys in
of
jail,
the
the guys
population.
is gay, the
Now
guys
you're looking
that
at the
have
next
kids, the
20
guys
that
that
you're trying to
single.
date.
Why do I need to
Who do you
assume
want?
that because you have children, you have baby mama?
No, he said
drama?
maybe.
Maybe, I said maybe.
Maybe.
I want the man that you were talking about.
So
The
just
all
because he got
encompassing
kids,
man that can deal
he
with it.
should understand how to navigate that so there's not baby mama drama.
You know what though? I think
That's
I don't got no
okay.
baby daddy
I can't
drama.
control the other person.
absolutely.
I don't have no baby daddy drama.
No, but you
control
can,
it.
but as a man, you can still control your environment.
Yeah.
You set boundaries.
You can set boundaries, but don't stop the person. You can set boundaries all day
But you're
long.
not stopping.
But if that person has no respect for boundaries, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
you,
why
you,
it's
you
the
have
law.
to, or,
There will be boundaries.
yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we
like,
don't
like,
want a man,
I disagree
right?
with
There's
you.
not-
yes, like, yes,
You
yes.
know
like
what
you
a
right
crazy
now.
woman is no boundaries. Like it's no, I seen it.
I
Yeah,
want
you
the
got
man.
some, you got some,
I've been in
but
it.
that's the man
Yeah,
letting that
that's
shit
the
go.
man.
Exactly.
That's the man letting that go. He's like, yo,
First
whatever.
couple of times, but after a while, no. You
Yeah.
can stop it. If you don't stop it, you don't want to stop it.
You don't want to stop it. You just
And
like,
if I
whatever.
meet you and you already have that, then that's my fault. Cause I stayed.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to have that at a point, like just like you should. There should be a break in between where I'm putting this in a place where it needs to be before I move on from that.
Yeah, and you might meet that man. Like for instance, if I was single right now with my kids, I swear I meet this chick. I'd be like, "Yo, we good, but best believe you're not gonna come before my kids. Like, I'm still gonna have daughter day. I'm still gonna be with my son. I'm still if something you come in second, yo, to everything.
I
Yeah.
think
If
that-
you cool with that, let's get it.
to answer,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
what men and women want,
And some women
It's
might not
what-
roll with that.
what works for you?
I got a question
What
for you
works
on
for
that.
you? When you say you want somebody,
Kind of
you gonna
Because
see.
I'm not gonna
the
say
difference
it.
between-
We'll get back to
I'm saying
that.
you
I was
gonna
gonna say, I just
Oh,
already.
oh, oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying when a man or woman say they want somebody, you're looking at the person as a whole. So it's gonna be certain things about them that you're not gonna like. You're not gonna like. So she knows what she want in that man. Along the path that she's taking of learning him, figure out what he can do, it's gonna be holes. It's just the fact, do you want to deal with them hoes?
Right.
Do you want to deal with the certain things that he has that makes you mad, makes you angry? Do you want to, is this a man you can fight the war with? You know what I'm saying? Because out there, you don't want him to embarrass you. You want to trust him. You want to do all of those things. Same for a man.
Mm-hmm.
Picking a woman, bro, you got to know, because men just can't get hurt. It's just simple as that. We can't take it. We get sick. So you got to know, can she deal with this? Can she cook? Can she do all of these things that you want as far as finding her? That's it. Because we don't really know at the end of the day. You just know what works for you. Because her happiness is left up to her.
Right.
Your happiness is left up to you. Can y'all make each other happy doing the things that we
But
both see in each other?
there's a difference between like our desire, what we want, here visually,
And what you need.
and our design.
Exactly.
And how we operate in our life.
Exactly.
You have to be able to work with the design of my life, of who I am, what I'm dealing with. I could look at you all day and say you sexy, but if you can't do nothing over here, then you don't need to be over
You're
here.
an empty soul.
But I would say a lot of
Yeah,
people end up
definitely.
in those relationships because they're lonely. So you say that, but in theory, it says, oh, you don't need to be over here. But most women and men keep them there.
Absolutely.
Because until I replace it, or I'm not comfortable replacing it because it's familiar, then you end up in the situations where you end up hurt. When you end up getting disappointed because it's like, man, I'm constantly getting disappointed every single day because I know this is not what I want, but what's the alternative? Being by myself?
Right.
No, because man and woman is not meant to be alone. So what typically happens, you end up in a situation or you choose to be alone and then you're mad. You're not mad at all when you're alone.
Because I'm alone and I'm relatively happy. I'm good. My
Right.
life's great. I mean, I've been alone for almost a year and a half now.
Right.
But I would rather be alone and happy than somebody playing games with me or making me miserable or bringing me down.
But you don't want to be, I don't know. Do you want to be alone?
I don't want to be alone, but I don't not want to be alone either. I want to be regarded. I want to
Right.
be taken care of. I want to be treated like I treat myself.
You love yourself.
Yeah, I love
so
myself.
You
So
put your
being alone for me
BS
isn't
into
a
that.
big
Like,
deal.
that's chase.
You could be hungry, but you're not just gonna eat anything.
Yeah, I eat
Exactly.
great every day.
Exactly.
You think I'm a
No, what I'm saying is I respect that about you. Because a lot of people don't take the time to do that.
Yeah.
Where you get to know yourself, love yourself, know what you want, know what makes you happy.
That's true.
Because no one else can make you happy. That's impossible. I can't make you angry, mad, happy, sad, nothing. I can foster an environment that causes that emotion to happen. So like you said, if he walks in and he does or say something, it's not what he said or did that makes you mad or happy. It's the action behind it, right? The environment he created in that made you upset, that made you, because no one has that power to make you sad. I want to feel loved by you. That starts with you. I think a lot of people get that confused as well. I can't make you feel loved.
It's called self.
Majority of people.
It's a feeling that you have to
Some
create.
psychobabble in that. Don't think I don't know. I didn't get past it, by the way, because
As long as you know.
I wasn't gonna do it.
As long as you
I
know.
was gonna have to do it. I couldn't even.
As long as you know,
Sorry.
because she knows where I'm coming from. We had this
That's some
conversation
psychobabble.
before, but no, it's the truth. Nobody can make you feel love. That's a feeling.
That's true. But you're not gonna bring me no mess either, and think that I'm not gonna.
Because what I
call
just
it
said
out.
that. That's the environment I fostered. I
Yeah,
brought the
exactly.
environment. No. The environment and the feeling is what you chose to do in that environment. It's not what the environment is. And the environment don't have to be love. The environment can foster the ideal of love, but the feeling is what you have.
No, I don't know. None of that. No.
Look
It doesn't
up
make-
the word
so,
awareness.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
press pause on that because I did want to go back to what you said earlier.
Go ahead, let's get it.
And you were talking about it
I
too.
can't wait.
When you were like, oh, my kids come first.
They do.
Yeah,
So I would argue with that.
Let's
I
go.
would too.
Before he answers, I just gotta say this.
I
I know.
No,
Context. I just want to say this. There's context
She
to
has
what
to
you're
pose the
saying.
question, though.
But
Hold
there's
on, hold on.
context to something that you said.
That's
You
true.
said if you were dating,
Yes.
but you're married. And
No,
as a married man, do your kids come before your wife?
I just checked. I said something. I said if I get a divorce,
Yeah.
When you
Well,
said-
I guess
and I was
right.
dating,
That's
that's
what
what I said. I said if
I
I got a
understood
divorce
that.
and I went out dating, whoever I date will have to know that my kids are coming first.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
yes.
what I said.
I would
Absolutely.
agree with that in
Oh,
terms
thank
of
you.
That she
yes,
didn't
I
catch
would-
that part.
Oh,
Yeah, I would agree with that in terms of if I was just dating somebody, absolutely, my daughter comes first always. But when I got into another, if I'm in a committed, my next relationship after that, then my relationship has to come first.
Absolutely not.
No, this is about to be good.
Let's
So
get
at
it.
what point does that transition occur? Because you're a mother, you have a child, you start seeing somebody, it gets serious after X amount of time. What are the key points that cause that transition for this man?
I
to
mean,
now
if
become a
I
priority?
have to be in a committed relationship, like either
That's just words. That's words. What is he doing in your life?
Like
that-
we
that value?
like we live together or we're married or whatever. Like that is a whole. I'm in a
Marriage.
committed
Marriage?
Yeah, like a marriage relationship.
What if you're
I'm not
married? What if
saying.
you're not married?
Well, I'm not saying married only because some people that's just not a priority for them. They're in marriage type relationships,
But
like
they're not
cohabitating,
married, right?
but they're not actually legally married. But if my relationship would come first, and I'll explain why, is that if I have a child that's looking at me as their example, I want them to know this is the type of foundation you build in a family.
Right.
So yes, when you grow up and you have a man, your marriage, what you're fostering for your family has to come first. Because I'm teaching you how to interact in relationships. You have to see what it is to be in a healthy relationship. And that the only example I have are the two people that are in a relationship in front of me. It's the example I set. So I need to show my daughter that the relationship I'm in, we work together, we're a team. So we are supporting you. We are supporting the foundation of this household. So when you see how I interact in that relationship and what he's bringing to the table and what I'm bringing to the table, that's how you identify what a relationship should look like.
And I totally understand and agree. Now, I think when you say you wouldn't let the person be the priority, you're talking about a different kind of situation.
Yeah, I'm talking about a different kind of situation. On your situation, I kind of agree with you to a certain degree. But if something was to go down between your now husband and your daughter that's not by the husband and things get a little out of crazy, I really think that you probably would choose your child over that man if things would
It
get crazy.
doesn't obviously.
So that means that the
depends on
child
the
will automatically
circumstances,
always come first.
specifically in like a context of a specific situation.
Yeah.
But when she's looking at the example, so my daughter's 6 and I'm a single mother, and me and her father are obviously not together. So if in my next relationship, she needs to know that that man puts me first,
Right.
and she needs to know that I'm putting him first, and we're a unit, and
You
we're
want her to
working.
learn by
We're
example
yeah,
of what
exactly.
you're- how
We're
you're
working
living.
on this relationship together, and it's not just my boyfriend or my husband. That goes for any relationship I have. She needs to know that the friends I have in my life, if we're girlfriends, we respect each other. We both bring something to the table. That person is really there for me as a friend. She needs to know what a healthy relationship looks like, whether it be a man, woman, friend, boyfriend, husband, and be able to identify the parts of those relationships that are healthy, and this is how I operate when I grow up and how I interact in relationships.
I agree with all of that. If that person, and not all people can do that, can balance both. Because there's some people who can't, and they end up putting their child to the side and putting that man or that woman over that child. And that you don't think that child sees, they see that now I become
Secondary.
to this
Yes.
man or this woman, and you
Right.
care more about this man or this woman than you do me.
Absolutely.
And
I
that
have to
you-
take it in context too, because my mother and my stepfather have been married for like 30 years.
Uh-huh.
And when I was like 13, I felt like, damn, she put him first. But in hindsight, she did right. Because I was trying to play little games, like, oh, you don't love me, you my dad. You know, I was trying to play them little games. But one thing I can say about
Well,
them,
maybe she saw that.
I never heard them, they don't even smack their teeth at each other. Like, never in 30 years. They don't mistreat each other, none of that. And my stepfather always says, we are one, and y'all not gonna see us divided. So I've never seen them off each other's page. I've never seen them talk crazy. I'm talking about nothing. Like, you make me sick. Nothing. Like,
That's
I've
a
never
good
seen
man.
it. I've never
That's
seen
dope.
it.
But that's dope. That's a good
And I'm
man.
not
And
even
your
biological.
mama,
And my mama had 3 kids.
and that's a mother who saw that. She saw, oh, this is not really her. She's just doing this for attention. That's a difference between you really need her and you're just out here being a little sport brat.
Right.
And that's a mom who like, I know my daughter.
Right.
And that's a man who's like, if I know I'm pulling you in and I'm bringing your kids in and I'm treating you all as my own.
Right.
That's not a lot of men, women who do that.
When you talk,
There's a lot of men. I'm sorry. There's a lot of men and women who just want you and don't want your kids.
When you talk about
Right.
that, it's like, all right, we're going to be a unit and a front together, a united front together. When it kind of like bothers me a little bit when it says putting someone first, right? I have a son, right? And I'm married, right? So my son comes first in everything because that's my why. The why has to come first. So if we're not focused on what that is first, we still can't even be good.
I
Because
agree
now
with
we're
you.
off
And I don't know
skew
why
because
people
we're more worried about us than the why.
Yes.
Once you have kids, if you're single and y'all have no kids, I get it. You
Yeah.
come first.
Got
And
it.
then the baby came second, okay, then we already knew you always came first. Now we gotta refocus. But the why,
Yes.
the kids is always the why. That's the mission, because that moves forward after you. So when we say, well, I had to put you, the kid here, and then, no. It's not us against the kid. And when I grew up, I had a stepfather, you know, whatever, and I always felt like it was them against us. It should never feel like that with your children. It should be like you said, us,
Yes.
inclusive.
Yes.
But it's
Now,
how you
it's-
create
how you
that
present
environment.
that.
It's
It's
when-
how you create that, because what she said is like she saw that they were never disrespectful to each other.
Exactly.
It was a demonstration of a relationship. This is how you
Right.
treat each other.
Right.
And it's not about being us against them, but that's a foundation that you have to build for your kids to see that
Right.
way.
It's the word.
And
It was
sometimes
the
you
word.
don't. And sometimes you don't know until it happens. You don't. Like I said, you don't know what type of father you're gonna be, mom you're gonna be, and co-parents
Right.
coexist. You don't know how that's gonna go down until you start being, and you're finding out along the way. And really, you don't know until your kid get about 25 or 30 and they don't want you no more. You're like, okay, we did good. You know what I'm saying? And they're 30 and they coming home with 15 kids. I fucked up with this boy. Where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's times like that when you don't know until it comes. But I agree with you. I truly believe the kid is the why, and y'all come together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do.
truly.
Like, cause just like for instance, he was saying, I mean, in your marriage, or your marriage, or what
Right.
you're saying. Okay, I'm sure if something happened with your son, you picked a woman that the attention is gonna shift to him. Like, if he's acting up, if he's doing this, it's not gonna be like, oh, well, no, don't go chastise him or don't go, give him attention, because you're gonna pick somebody that should be like, oh, okay, he having a problem, let's see what's wrong with him.
Right.
Not somebody's gonna make you choose either or. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but truly.
Well, I've been in that situation too, where growing up, I had a stepmom as well, and my father always chose my stepmom over us regardless. She didn't like it. She wanted something before we got it. It was always that case. So I say, when you say choosing, I think it's the wording.
Yeah.
When you put somebody first, or you choosing to put somebody first. Now, if y'all together, y'all are united front together, and you're showing respect, and you're showing the children how that should look, friends and relatives and the relationship, I can respect that. But when you say you gotta put the child or the person first. If the child didn't ask to be here, but he or she did.
Exactly.
So you always have to put the why first.
Yeah, that's why I said if I was out single with kids, I would put my kids first
Always,
over that
every
female.
single time.
And
should.
and if I met a female who had kids and she constantly was putting me first and kids was never with her and stuff, I'm looking at her bad. I'm like, yeah, your kids are not even with
Does
you.
that
Kids
mean
are still around, your
she's
kids are
doing
doing
that because she's not putting you first?
No, I'm just trying to say that I'm judging her off her parenting skills.
Right,
right,
And to me, she's not the one for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Because you
she
don't
don't,
question that.
to me,
Yeah.
she fell a notch. She lost a whole lot of points, and she's not on my level.
It's like a chick accepting a man who doesn't take care of his kids.
Yes.
Like you
A
do
lot of
nothing for
women,
me.
and
A lot of women do that.
Women-
And they do.
Yeah,
women
so
think
a lot of women
somebody-
do that.
some niggas do somebody.
There's a woman right now who's the 10th baby mom.
Oh yeah.
It's like
gotta
you
be
saw
a
he didn't take care of the first 3, and you still let him get you
Yeah,
pregnant.
that's
But he
right.
gonna take care of mine though.
Yes, I'm gonna
He
change it.
loves me in something different.
Maybe. Well, look, I wish we could keep going. We're actually towards the end of the show. I think already an hour goes by fast when you're having fun.
Most definitely.
And when you're debating, I think it was a healthy conversation. I hope you all got something from it today. And I think it's a good conversation to continue on with friends and family, even your relationship. It's kind of putting things in perspective. I don't know if we got down to the nitty gritty when it came to what women
I was like,
want.
I think this could be 3
What men
episodes.
want, but I think it should be a sequel. I think it should be a part 4, 5, 6. But we just don't have much more time today. Please make sure you go like and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook at Morning Coffee and on Instagram at Morning Coffee as well. Thank you guys and lady for stopping in. And my man, bro, appreciate you, brother.
We gotta do a selfless plug
Yes,
for
please do.
Boss Talk, the Get Empowered session. At the Get Empowered session, if you're trying to get one of these fly hoodies, you know what I'm saying? Me and
I'm-
Brad,
I'm-
we'll hook
Sure,
y'all up.
YouTube channel,
We'll hook
Get
y'all up.
Empowered
We got
session,
y'all. We got y'all.
And we got
Signing
y'all.
out.
Much love. Thank you for having us come through.
Absolutely, I
Most
appreciate
definitely.
it. Once again, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get the notifications and follow us till the next time we get on. I'm Prince Hakeem,
I'm Amanda Love.
and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Wow.